That's all I said.
That's all I said.
That's all I said. All right, I am back, and tonight we're going to be reviewing Last First Love by Tatiana Gómez. And so this is actually the first book in the series of Last First series. I read Last First Kiss, which I think is the second book, so I kind of read them out of order. I did read them out of order. I gave, let me see what I gave Last First Kiss. I gave Last First Kiss 3 stars. I thought it was cute. And I'm going to give this one the same. I think it's a cute book. So it's 310 pages. It was written in it was published February 22nd, 2025. There is Last First Kiss, and I'll put a picture here. Last First Kiss, and then I'll also put the picture for the third book, Last First Date. And so it's going to go here. All right. I haven't read Last First Date. I am going to read it just to complete the trilogy. I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, it follows 5 friends, but it mainly focuses on Lily and Isabella. Okay, so there's Lily, Isabella, Valeria, Alejandra, and Clara. Okay, they're high school besties, and they made this this bucket list that after, they haven't finished. So Lily moves back home. She's an author and she's trying to finish a book, but she's also trying to save some money. So she moved back home and finds the bucket list and wants to reach out to her friends and complete it. All right. She's nervous about Isabella reaching back out to do it, but Isabella, surprisingly, is down. Right. All right. So what happens is that they go to a cabin, and now it's, miscommunication in the cabin booking. So now Lily and Isabella are sharing a cabin. So we have some forced proximity. We have, friend group. We have miscommunication, because that's going to come up later in the book as far as like what actually happened to them. And so they're knocking things off the bucket list, and they're slowly, hashing through their feelings or whatever. And their friends are kind of like all about it, right? Their friends are kind of like trying to push them back together, which can be a good or bad thing. Because like if you're really like over someone and your friends is like trying to like just make it, like trying to make trying to make fetch happen, it's like just leave it be. Like sometimes like you move on. Like we're talking a 10-year gap, right? Between 18 and 28. We're 28 now. Like sometimes better things are better left unsaid. But I do think that for me, if it were me, I would be annoyed. But they're taking it in strides. Like, especially with some shit that happened 10 years ago. Like, don't hit me up about a person I was dating 10 years ago, or a person I had a thing with 10 years. Like, I'm over it. And if I'm not over it, I'm not going to tell you I'm not over it, but I'm going to pretend like I'm over it. But I'm probably over it. Then we find out what the reason was, right?
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
And I'm like, oh, it's going to be something juicy. Y'all. Lily overheard something that Isabella was saying about getting back with her ex. And that freaked Lily out. But Isabella was saying, she didn't say that. She was saying something like that's like a usual pattern that she does, but she's trying to break that pattern. And Lily was like, well, how was I supposed to know? Because that's what you do. You go back to her. So how was I supposed to know it was different when that's how you move, right? And so that's just completely justified, right? But that was the reason why we stopped talking for 10 years. We stopped talking for 10 years. And then, like, here's my thing. I guess, like, it's me. I'm a very direct person. And, like, even if it takes me some time to, like, talk to someone about something, it ain't going to take 10 years for me to get something off my chest. Because I'm not finna hold on to it for 10 years. You get what I'm saying? Especially if we were friends. Like, if we really was, like, rocking with each other like that, and we had, like, a little relationship tension, and we was liking each other, we're gonna address it. Like, yo, what was that? Like, you getting back with your ex? And like, how would she, and then we're talking about like a friend group, right? Like, wouldn't she know she didn't get back with her? Or wouldn't she know that, like, there's 5 of these friends talking. If you take one person out, there's 4 of them gossiping. And I know they gossiping. And we still didn't get the truth until 10 years later. You mean to tell me? Well, I think they just hid it from each other. But I think it's interesting. I enjoy this author's writing style. I think sometimes it leans a little young. And what I mean by that is that I think sometimes the characters don't read like 28. Like this feels like this could have happened in college and it would have made sense for that age group. Like 28, what was I doing at 28? Was I married at 28? Damn near. Like I was in a whole relationship, engaged. We was like rocking and rolling at 28. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like different strokes for different folks for sure. And then I'm thinking, I was like, oh, this was 10 years ago. We're talking 10 years. They was 18, which means they 28. They almost 30 years old behaving this way. That's all I said.
That's all I said.
That's all I said. But yeah, I do enjoy the book. I do think that the concept is really cool. I said like I was reading like a lot of other reviews and people were like really honing in on the miscommunication trope. I don't mind that. Because like that happens in real life. You miscommunicate with someone, something blows up in your face, right? I think the issue is that the miscommunication wasn't like that drastic, right? It wasn't something that could not have been addressed like way quicker than 10 years, right? But I do think mishearing someone having a conversation, like you got to imagine like they're talking and it was like an art show and she's overhearing like a snapshot of a conversation, right? And that's all she had. And she's like, I'm not talking to this bitch ever again. And like, granted she was 18, but like as we get older, like you're still in the friend group, like you're still cool with a lot of people. You know what I mean? So you would think there might have been other opportunities, or you would think like something else would come up where you want to talk to this person, like, you know what I mean? But I gave it 3 stars. I gave the Spicy's 2. Not 3, 2. I thought spicy scenes were cool. It wasn't really like earth shattering. There's like I think the issue is that it depends on when I read it, right? Yeah, I finished this after Soft on Her. And I think that was the issue. Because like, though I gave Soft on Her like 3 spicies, I give this one 2 because like I'm reading it after spicy scenes that were more spicy. And so they just seem a little bit more lukewarm, if that makes sense. And so I think I need to keep that in mind when I'm reading these books, is to kind of like isolate my thoughts about like the spicy scenes, because I think it's starting to like hinder. Because like there are times I read, like for example, I really enjoyed the spicy scenes in the Cheer series, but then like reading that and then reading Summer Breakdown and reading Makita and then reading Salt and then reading Last First Kiss, it's like boom, boom, boom. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like I said, I did enjoy the book. I am going to read book 3, and I'm going to read anything else that book author comes out with, just because like I do enjoy the writing style. I think we could spice it up a little bit, you know, spice that thing up a little bit more, you know, get some other things in play, you know, some toys, some foreplay, some, you know, this is a book. We in a creative world. You can write however dramatic you want, and you can taper it back as needed. But yeah, like you're in a world, you can build it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought it was cute. I enjoyed it. I definitely will read book 3. I have it. I just need to read it. I got a long my TBR is crazy. So I'm trying to knock out these books as fast as possible and still make reviews at the same time and do my 9 to 5. And then my 5 to 9 as well. So it's a lot. But yeah, definitely check the book out. Definitely check the author out. Show them love, read their books, support them. Peace.